Because the biggest sign she likes you usually doesn't look like chasing at all. It looks accidental. She appears where you are. She starts small conversations. She reacts to things you post. She asks a question she could have asked anyone else. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it completely. Most men are trained to look for obvious signals: direct flirting, big compliments, clear pursuit. That's the mistake. A lot of women do not show interest by moving straight toward you. They show interest by making it easier for you to move toward them. That's the reframe. If she finds you first, physically, digitally, socially, more than once, there's a real chance it isn't random. It's interest wearing a softer outfit. Because attraction, especially on her side, is often designed to stay deniable, not invisible. Deniable. That distinction matters. She doesn't always want to risk looking too eager. She doesn't want to hand over all the power. She doesn't want to be vulnerable without some sign that you can meet her halfway. So, instead of saying, "I like you," she creates a moment where you can feel it. And most guys ruin it because they only trust signals that are loud. But loud is rare. Subtle is common. Think about it. If she keeps placing herself in your orbit, that is information. If she keeps reopening contact after the conversation naturally could have died, that is information. If she notices small details about you that nobody tracks unless they're paying attention, that is information. Interest has patterns. Randomness doesn't repeat with intention. Now, this is where people get confused. A woman being friendly is not the same as a woman being interested. True, but interest usually hides inside friendliness first. That's why so many men talk themselves out of it. They say, "She's probably just nice." Maybe. But nice doesn't usually come back 3, 4, 5 times with precision. Nice doesn't keep finding a reason. Nice doesn't create unnecessary openings. Interest does. A woman who likes you often starts by making herself visible to you. Not available to everyone. Visible to you. That could mean she watches your stories fast, replies when she didn't need to, stands near you in group settings, teases you lightly, asks for your opinion on something trivial, remembers the one thing you said once and brings it back later like it mattered. Because it did. You mattered. And the part most men miss is this. When a woman likes you, she often wants to be discovered liking you, without having to fully confess it. That's the game. Not manipulation, not mind games, just social risk management. She wants movement without overexposure, so she gives you a thread. A glance too long, a question too personal, a reason too weak, a coincidence that happens a little too often. And if you're sharp, you pull the thread. If you're asleep, you call it random and watch the moment die. This is why some men say, "I had no idea she liked me until months later." Of course you didn't. You were waiting for a billboard. She was leaving fingerprints. There's another layer to this. When she finds you first, she may not even realize how much she's revealing. Attraction leaks. It changes behavior before it changes language. People move toward what they like. Their attention goes there first. Their curiosity goes there first. Their energy goes there first. So if she keeps initiating tiny bridges, don't obsess over whether each bridge is romantic by itself. That's not how this works. One bridge is nothing. A pattern is everything. And patterns tell the truth faster than words. Now here's where men usually make the second mistake. Once they notice it, They either freeze or they overcorrect. They freeze because they want certainty, or they overcorrect by acting too intense, too pleased, too relieved. Both kill the tension, because the right response to subtle interest is not pressure, it's precision. You don't need to interrogate the moment. You don't need to ask, "Do you like me?" You just need to notice that she opened the door and walk through it with calm. If she starts the conversation, expand it. If she creates proximity, hold the eye contact a second longer. If she gives you a weak excuse to talk, give her a stronger reason to continue. Meet energy with energy. That's all. Not more. A lot of attraction is lost because men try to force clarity too early. They want the entire answer in the first chapter. But attraction doesn't always arrive as an announcement. Sometimes it arrives as access, and that's what you should watch for. Access. Is she giving you more of her attention than the situation requires? More of her presence than chance can explain? More opportunities than politeness demands? That's where the truth lives, not in one dramatic move, in repeated permission. And here's the payoff most men never hear. The strongest sign is not that she comes to you first. It's that she keeps making it safe for you to come to her next. That is the insider detail. A woman who likes you rarely wants to do all the work, but she will quietly remove the friction. She will lower the risk. She will leave the window unlocked. That's why the smartest thing you can do is stop asking, "Is she chasing me?" Wrong question. Ask, "Is she making my move easier?" Because that's what real interest often looks like in the beginning. Not pursuit. Invitation. Not pressure. Openings. Not obvious desire. Strategic visibility. So if she keeps finding you first, don't dismiss it just because it doesn't look dramatic. Dramatic is for movies. Real attraction is quieter than that. Cleaner than that. More intelligent than that. She doesn't always need to run at you. Sometimes she just keeps appearing, keeps engaging, keeps leaving the light on. And if you understand that, you stop missing women who were never hard to read. You were just reading the wrong language.